wonderful.
And I don't see nothing wrong with a man listening to his woman to get some advice from her. It's not saying that you're not a man because you're not hearing your woman out or because a woman is telling you what to do. All of us came from a woman. So when I'm hearing Anton speak, which I'm not just keep trying to relate to him, he came from a woman as well. So it's like, are you telling me you never listened to your mom growing up? Because you're saying that a man don't listen to a woman, like that make you less of a man. I'm just confused. So that's why I was just like, balance was right. And I just didn't want to say anything because I'm still confused on the first conversation. And I haven't got past that yet.
You come from a man. You come from your daddy's balls.
Exactly.
Your woman, the mama is just the egg.
Your mom delivered you from a woman.
I don't understand why women constantly say this. Yes, your mom gave birth to you, but you come from the seed of a man. And a woman can't get pregnant without the seed of a man. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard to understand. Like, that's basic common sense.
Dad did not give birth to you. Your
mom was just an incubator. You come from your father.
Right.
That's where you didn't mention it. I'm not going to speak to your personal situation, but let me help you to understand something. The dudes that came before us, and again, this has nothing to do with you, was simps. They were weak. They said, I'm not talking about you.
Okay, well, I want to clear that up because my dad wasn't a simp.
Did not. Oh, you're not a good listener, right? And
I'm a great listener.
He just said.
This is my first time saying anything back to you.
He just said, I'm not talking about you.
Conversation twice. I prefaced the conversation twice by saying that I was not referring to you specifically. And then you went to go on about how it is that this is represented. This ain't about you. This is about life.
And I said I wanted to make that clear that my father was not a simp. It's the same thing you were doing with people earlier. You don't like when somebody do something that you do. You were doing it to people earlier when they were speaking. All I'm saying to you is my father is not a simp. That's not an argument. My father is not a simp. That's all I was saying.
And how would you know?
I know for a fact my father is not a simp. My father is very intelligent, and my father is
what
very
intelligent got to do with being a simp?
He never said her father was a simp. Never.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't a simp. And we're going to leave it at that. And I'm not going to allow you to say my father's a simp because he's not.
I never said that he was.
But you just said, how do I know that?
He never called your father a simp.
No, hold on, Mr. Lego.
She's not listening.
You know how I know that your father was possibly a simp?
He was not a simp.
Do you know how I know your father was possibly a simp? Because you automatically triggered by it and nobody called him a simp.
Yep.
I'm triggered by it because my father was a great man and I don't allow nobody to talk crazy about
No one called him a simp.
Do you have a daughter? Do you have a daughter?
Your father? Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have?
Like he said, she is so triggered. She heard what she wanted to hear. He never said her father was a simp. But what she heard was that her father is a simp. And he never said that. She's not listening. She's listening to respond. She's not listening to hear. Like most women today.
You have a daughter.
Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Okay. If your daughter was sitting on this panel, you would want your daughter to speak highly of you as well. I'm not going to allow
nobody asked about me.
Period. He's not a simp.
If nobody asked about me, see, are you married?
I'm not married, but
I know you're not fucking married.
You don't know that I'm not married.
I do know because I can tell by that badass attitude. Listen, you already about to snatch dreams out the air. You're shaking your head. You're talking with your neck and shit. You're mentioning shit that nobody even ever brought up. I never brought up your fucking father. Not once. As a matter of fact, I made sure that you knew. Wait a second. If you be quiet for long enough to let somebody actually talk, you don't have to respond to something that I didn't even say. If you just be quiet for 5 seconds, you will understand the sentiment, and then you probably could get married. You would not be impacted by all of these fucking stories that you've heard inside of your salon.
You know what's crazy? You are judging me when you don't even know me.
Since you lay him,
You don't even know me. You don't even know.
How is he judging her? She brought up her father. He never mentioned anything about her father. She's not listening, clearly. This is the definition of a rebellious woman, a combative woman. You're not listening. Women need to learn how to just zip it and listen. When you're communicating, one person talks, the other listens. But a lot of women today, they just want to talk just to talk, but don't listen. But yet they want people to listen to them. How does that work?
Hold on, y'all. Rashawn, okay, Rashawn.
No, wait. Stop.
He's the only person on this.
I don't have to know you to ask you
I'm not married because I'm not married.
Listen.
Three times.
I guarantee you I've heard that 1,000 times from a bunch of chicks that was masculine as fuck.
But you just said that if I listen, I will be married. That's
because you ain't quiet enough to actually.
Single women saying I've been engaged.
This is what I guarantee you. I guarantee you, after this show, you're gonna have a life reality check, because it's not gonna sit well with you. And the reason it's not gonna sit well with you is because you're wrong as fuck.
She said she was engaged 3 times. Like, that's an accomplishment. I don't know why she would say she was engaged 3 times. Like, that's something to be proud of. I mean, if you didn't make it down the aisle any of those 3 times, then what's the point of even mentioning you were engaged 3 times?
You over talking after you said that you don't over talk. You led with that fake ass femininity when you first came on the panel. I don't over talk. I don't even respond. Now look at you. You ain't out of character. This is who you fucking really are. And all I did was bring it out of you. See, the unique thing about me is that if you sit around me long enough, I'm gonna bring that bullshit about you. And you can't sit here and sell me something that ain't real. I knew you wasn't fucking married. And now, because of your behavior, not because of your father, but because of your behavior, I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp. And the reason I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp is because there's no way that a dude that's not a simp, daughter is gonna be on here talking that bullshit, leading with that fake ass femininity, and then gonna come on here trying to talk to me like you know what the fuck is going. I don't think you really knew what you was getting yourself into. Cause I'm not the one. I'm gonna tell you the fucking truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not trying to get on your good side, none of that. So either you can take the advice so that you can actually get the results, and it ain't even got to be the results when it comes to marriage. It got to do with how you moving as a woman. That shit is fake, and all I'm doing is calling it out. You expose yourself, so you can take this shit.
She sure did
differently, or you can continue to lead with that fake ass femininity and not getting the results that you want, and lean to your father. Which one you want? How you gonna move? Because all of this is bullshit that you're selling right now. It's fake as fuck.
Hey, yo, no, that's not. Wait, no. I know.
How many times have we seen this shit?
Hey, yo, I know you got the meme on here. Look, women don't listen, they interpret. So there was a lot of interpreting that. So, ladies, just period. Everybody.
Why did he have to get to the point of anger and frustration for you to listen? Why did it have to take him to basically yell at you for you to zip it and just sit there and listen? You should have done that in the first place. So this is why when women say, oh, I need a man that can handle me, this is what they mean. I need a man that can handle my mouth. I need a man that can tame my mouth. No man wants to tame your mouth. No man wants to handle you. You're an animal? Why do you need to be handled? how quiet she got. But he had to get angry and yell for you to sit down and just listen. He had to raise his voice and talk to you like a child so that way you can listen.
Just watching or whatever, understand that a lot of the times when you try to argue with a man or a woman, you're interpreting what somebody said, and you just go down the fucking rabbit hole when you don't necessarily need to. We have to, well, y'all have to, because men don't do this, stop interpreting what somebody said. He
right.
said twice.
Mr. Lego.
Yeah.
The reality is that I want her to be successful. My general sentiment in life is to have everybody that eventually come in contact with me take something positive out of it. I'm not saying this just because I want to get on her or some shit. I'm saying it because it's real. And I'm not sure if the people that's in her inner circle, and I don't know who's in her inner circle, I'm talking about her friends, you know, any dude that she'd never interacted with. I'm not sure if they've ever actually been honest enough to tell her the truth. Because I'm not emotionally attached to her, or I don't have any personal vendetta, I don't even know her from a can of paint, and she probably don't know me. I can be real. I'm gonna tell her the truth. That shit is not kosher. That shit is not cool. And she's basically, I never even said anything about her father whatsoever. I prefaced the conversation twice by saying, this is not personal to you.
Yep.
This has nothing to do
Said
with
it twice.
And then she went on a tangent about her father.
Yep.
Now, what is that supposed to say? What does that communicate?
You don't listen.
Don't listen to interpret.
Because communication is 90% body language. It's 90% of the things that you don't say when you're not supposed to say it. It's not the thing that you're trying to communicate to other people. I pay attention to that shit. I'm not listening to what she's saying. I'm listening to how she reacts. And I pay attention to like really focus in on the things that people say when they first come on the panel. I paid attention when she said that shit. She said it. Oh, I don't jump in and all of that. Well, what the fuck is this? And I want her to be great. And I hope this shit burn. I hope this shit bother.
All right, Race. Go ahead and cake race.
I hope that she toss and turn all fucking night and she see me in her dreams and that shit is like, I hate that fucking end time. Because at the end of the day, it's real.
She sure is quiet now.
Women learn how to be
conversation.
I know
when she going to it.
Go ahead, Rashad.
I'll move a little bit differently, bro.
Does anybody else have a headache? Because that was a lot. All of that back and forth could have been avoided if she would have sat there and listened with her ears and not with her tongue. If she would have sat there and listened with her ears and not listened to respond, all of that could have been avoided. And that's what women mean when they say, I need a man that can handle me because I got a mouth on me, so I need to be handled correctly. No, you don't need to be handled. You need to work on yourself and be better and do better. And I personally know women like that. And I can't be around it. I'm a woman. I can't be around other women like that. So I can only imagine how men feel. If I'm talking to you and you're just so defensive, you're not listening, I can't be around you. I'm out. I can't because you're not listening. And when you're listening, you're actually taking in whatever is being said to you. You need to let it marinate in your brain so that way you can respond accordingly and not be so defensive and combative. Everybody's not out to attack you. Everybody's not out to get you. You don't have to be so defensive all the time. It's a conversation. Just relax. He said whatever he was about to say was not directed towards her personally, and she heard something completely different because she was so ready to be defensive. And that is something that you just have to work on. I'm going to share this scripture with you guys really quick because women like her is what this verse is talking about. And I'm going to show you exactly what verse I'm talking about. Proverbs 25, verse 24 says, "It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman." I'm going to read it again. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. A contentious woman is a quarrelsome woman. She's argumentative. She's a brawling woman. All she wants to do is fight with her husband and argue. She nitpicks at everything that he does. She picks fights with him. She doesn't listen to her husband. All she wants to do is argue and debate all the time. That is a contentious woman. Even the Most High isn't pleased with a woman behaving like this. So if you are a woman and this is how you behave, what makes you think a man is going to accept that? If you are a husband and your wife is a contentious woman, you will be better off living on top of a roof alone than sharing a house with a contentious, quarrelsome, argumentative woman. If you are a man and you're unmarried and you are talking to a woman who's a contentious woman, a quarrelsome woman, a brawling woman, she refuses to listen to you, she refuses to change, then you may want to think twice before you marry her. Because if you do, what you're going to deal with in the future is not going to be pretty. There are men who are married to women like this. They refuse to be submissive. They refuse to change. And that man has no peace at home. That man has no peace of mind. He does not want to come home after work and deal with that. Okay? That is like another full-time job, having to tame your wife at home. That is draining. That is draining. I've seen the look of men's faces, men who are married to women like this, and they look miserable. And I don't know any man that ever looks forward to going home to a contentious, rebellious woman. If you are a single woman and this is how you act, you need to change. If you're a married woman and all you do is argue with your husband, pick fights, you never listen to him, you never submit, all you want to do is argue, you need to change. Because if you don't, you are pretty much pushing him out the door. You are pushing him out the door. You are not giving him a peace of mind. To the women, if this is how you are, then you need to do better. Do better. All right. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was he in the wrong? Was she in the wrong? Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.